Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, running back Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the NFL, and some like to think the best running back in the NFL. Cleveland Browns running back Nick Chubb suffered a terrible injury against the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people are devastated by this injury, and I know it's just a game, but I am devastated by this injury as well. I'm a big Nick Chubb fan. I'm not a Browns fan. I actually don't really like the Browns because I'm a Texans fan. But the one player I really like on the Cleveland Browns is Nick Chubb. I also really like Myles Garrett as well. And sometimes I do like to support Deshaun Watson, even though the way he left my Texans. But because he was kind of good here. But all right, they don't matter. We're here to talk about Nick Chubb. He's like one of the reasons why, even though the Browns, as of right now, they have, if you look at the Texans have their first round pick, and as a normal Texans fan, I should probably want the Browns to be bad, and I should probably want them to suffer, because if they're not good, the Texans will get a better draft pick. But I just like their team because there's so many players I like on their team so much, and I love Nick Chubb just because of the story he has. I mean, that 2015 injury against Tennessee when he was in Georgia, and he tore a lot. I think he tore his ACL, his MCL, his UCL, and maybe one or two other things. And the fact that he came back from that, I think he played a year or two after that in college. I think he played one or two more seasons in college after that injury. I think it was one more season in college he played after that injury, and was the second round pick with the Browns in the 2018 NFL draft. And in the past couple of years, the past 3 or 4 seasons, has been one of the best running backs in the NFL. And he's not cocky. He is, he destroys defenses, and he is one of I think he is the best running back in the NFL. I mean, you could put him up next to Christian McCaffrey, and honestly, probably Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL. But I think Nick Chubb is right next to him, and I'm really praying for Nick Chubb and really praying that he is able to bounce back from this injury. I really am. I don't know. I mean, we've seen some terrible injuries to start off this season, especially the running back position. J.K. Dobbins got hurt in week 1 against the Texans. I watched that right there because, I'm a Texans fan. I watched that game. That was a terrible injury. Of course, I watched the Monday Night Football where Aaron Rodgers got hurt. I think a lot of people did. That was the most viewed Monday Night Football game since 2006. Of course, a lot of people, almost everybody that loves football watched Monday Night Football last week when Aaron Rodgers had that terrible injury. And now Nick Chubb. I mean, we've seen so many other injuries. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a secondary player for the Lions, probably most known for his work in Philadelphia, just tore his pec. He might be out for the season. There's been so many terrible injuries to start this year. Concussions have been like crazy. I don't feel like yesterday. It feels like all I was getting popping up on my phone with Twitter alerts from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter was this player's in concussion protocol. This player's in concussion protocol. Injuries have been crazy in these first 2 weeks of the season, and I'm just praying that not only does Nick Chubb recover, but these injuries that we've seen in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season start to calm down a little bit, because the injuries that some of these injuries that we've seen to start off this year have been brutal, man. And I'm praying for Nick Chubb, and I'm praying that he has a speedy recovery. And honestly, at first I'm most worried about him. I want him to be healthy, but I'm also hoping he's able to get back on that field, because what he does out there is truly amazing. He might not be the best running back in the NFL, and I know a lot of people might consider him the best running back in the NFL. In my opinion, Christian McCaffrey, and maybe even Austin Eckler are the best running backs in the NFL. But Nick Chubb is right next to them, for sure. Those are the top 3 best running backs in the NFL. It's Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, and Austin Eckler. And I know people might say Derrick Henry or a couple other guys, but I think those are the 3 best running backs in the NFL, and it's not even close. But that's my opinion, and I'm praying for Nick Chubb. Hope he has a very speedy recovery and is able to get back there on the football field. Is there your thoughts on the Nick Chubb injury? And that's it. And the game for tonight, if you want to talk about the game, it was a great game, 26-22 win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know Jerome Ford did good, but I think you could tell the Browns were definitely missing Nick Chubb out there, and they're going to have to adjust now. Do they pick up a running back? Do they trust Jerome Ford? I know we saw the Jets say, "Oh, we trust Aaron Rodgers." I know that's a different position, but at times it's felt like Nick Chubb has sort of been the Browns' quarterback, even though he's at that running back position. But we'll see what happens with Nick Chubb going forward. I hope he returns next season, and wishing him a speedy recovery. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.